I'll never forget the day that she was looking at me with those beautiful eyes as I was munching away at a big piece of meat, saying, "Please give me some." And I said, "No, no, 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 I can't give you some." And her eyes said, "Please give me some." And I said, "No, don't be silly. You're just a little baby, you." Mwah. That was one of the most precious moments that I shared, that I can actually remember, of myself and my little baby girl as she sat there in that little cot of hers, holding on to a yellow Winnie the Pooh teddy bear. Life was good. 6 to 7 months later, I was lying in bed with my girlfriend, baby was in her cot, and then I had a dream. And in my dream, my daughter and I were attending a wedding. We were attending a wedding. She was about 6 or 7 years in the dream, and we were dancing, having a nice time. And then eventually she says, "Dad, I just quickly want to go get a cool drink." So she heads off to the counter to go grab a cool drink. And while she's at the counter, there's an elderly lady who's seated there who looks at her and says, "You think you're all that, ne? You were nothing but a sport little brat." My daughter looks at her and says, "No, no, no, no. Auntie, how could you say that?" Before you know it, they got involved in an argument. Going back and forth, back and forth. Then my daughter says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, Auntie, I apologize. I'm not supposed to argue with my elders. And if my father sees me arguing with you, my head is going to. So let me just walk away in peace. And once again, please forgive me." And as she walked off, this lady says to her, "That's not even your real father in any case." Wow. My daughter came running to me saying, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, why would she say this to me?" And then the dream fast forwarded to her 16th birthday. So this was the day after we had celebrated it, and it's a Sunday, we're at home as a family, we're relaxing, and then there's a knock at the door. I went to go open the door, and there's a gentleman standing there with no face, but in dirty clothing. And he says to me, "Sir, please forgive me for disturbing you on this Sunday. You don't know who I am, but I know who you are. That daughter whose birthday you just celebrated, she's actually my child. When your wife fell pregnant with her, she told me, 'Stay away from us. Let us be happy if you really love your daughter.' But as you can see from my appearance, I've never been able to recover. Please, sir, I just want to get to know my daughter." And that's where the dream ended. Whoo! I turned to my girlfriend. "Helena, wake up, wake up, wake up. I just had a dream. You need to explain what's going on over here." You can imagine the kind of argument that we got into. I demanded that we were going to do a DNA test. And I said to her, "Look, I know that you fell pregnant fairly quickly into the time that you and I started dating. Please, let's just do the test. You go ahead, you handle your business, and we let it be. We leave it in the past. I don't want someone coming here 16 years later trying to take my daughter away from me." 1 week later, I was summoned to my girlfriend's house for a family meeting. Hey, the people were telling me, "Listen here, if you don't want this child, just tell us. Huh? We don't respect men like you. You've got no spine and you're listening to all these rumors by other men." Needless to say, I ignored them. We went and we got the DNA test. 3 months later, I'm driving around in Windhoek having a good time, and then I see that my girlfriend called me. Thought, you know what, it's fine, I'll give her a call once I get back home. So I ignored it. But she kept on calling. Now I started getting worried. So I pulled over, dialed her number, and I called her. And on the other end, she was crying, and I was saying, "Oh, please, Lord, please tell me nothing bad has happened to my daughter." And then she said to me, "Michael, Michael, Michael, she's not yours." I said, "What do you mean she's not mine?" "Michael, the DNA results came out and they say that you're not the father." I didn't hear the rest of that conversation. I don't even know how I got home. Ladies and gentlemen, my future had been snatched away from me because there was no future that I could ever envisage that didn't involve my little girl with being there with me. Needless to say, we broke up, went our own ways. We were both very bitter. And then one day I was seated at the beach, several years later, enjoying an ice cream, and I looked out into the distance. And there I saw a little girl walking around with a yellow Winnie the Pooh teddy bear. And immediately I knew that's my daughter. And just as I was about to rush out to go and greet her, there I saw my ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend. 2 kids in tow, holding hands, and my heart sank once again. A few months later, once I got the courage to contact her, I sent her an SMS. 1 word, 2 letters. Hi. And that text message started a conversation that enabled the both of us to forgive one another and to find healing. And maybe you're like me, 2 clenched fists unable to open and receive life's blessings. Because of forgiveness, I now have a relationship once again with that little girl. Oprah once said that when you refuse to forgive someone, it's like you drinking poison and expecting that person to die. And so today I want to challenge you to send an SMS to your friend. Send them a message. That person whom you cannot forgive. 1 word, 2 letters.